Hey everybody, this is Ronnie at Full Draw Archery here in Huntsville, Alabama. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about wheel timing on the bows, compound bows, and also how to tie a rope loop, and also how to tie in one of the drop away rests. I've been in this business for a long time, and I've seen several different ways that people's brought bows in here and these things are done. But what I'm going to show you today is something that we've done for a long time, and it seems to work real well and everything on tying the rest in and also doing the loops. We're going to show you a few things. First of all, we're going to talk about wheel timing. Wheel timing on the bow is the synchronization of the cams. Both cams, especially on some of the 2-cam bows, the hybrid cams, the binary cam systems, all of those bows has got to have the cams working in sync. And typically what we do, we'll take the bow, of course, we'll put it here on the scale, and we'll put it on the scale, we'll draw it, pull it down, and we'll make sure that the cams are rolling over in perfect time. Most of your cams has got either draw stops, limb stops, some type of stop on that. So if you pull it down and one of them is actually off just a little bit, what we'll typically do is we'll take it to the press and we'll actually put a twist in the cable or take a twist out of the cable to get both of them hitting right. This is one quick way to do it. Now another way that we like to do it, we've got a draw board here on our press. If we get a bow that's really acting up or something and we can't really get it exactly right, we'll put it on this draw board, we'll strap it on. But what we'll do, I won't do it just for the sake of time, but we'll give you an idea. We'll put it in the press here. It's got a hook that we can hook to the rope loop on the bow, and we'll hook it to the loop. Like I said, this one ain't got a loop on it, but as we pull it back, we can actually draw this bow back at full draw, and we can actually take it and actually look exactly when these draw stops and stuff hit the cable so that we know it's in perfect time. You can also check the weight, holding weight and all that with this draw board also. Like I said, this is a great thing to have to do this. Lots of times we don't use it all the time, because lots of times just doing it like I did on the scale, we can get real close. Now I've seen some people take some bows and do wheel timing just with the draw stops, the limb stops. Like draw it back, and if one limb stop is not hitting the bow correctly in the same time as the other, and they'll just move that limb stop. I personally don't like that. I like both the cams to rotate the same, and what you got to do, if the limb stops are hitting in the same, they're setting in the same spot on the cam, when you draw it back, it will actually be right for the cam. So you've got to make sure the cams are rotating right, and then set your limb stops. So after you get that bow timed, then you want to put a loop on. And typically what we do when we put the rope loop on, we'll go back into the press. I tell you, if you haven't got a bow press, a lot of this stuff is really hard to do. So, I mean, and bow presses are expensive. That's why we've got, you got local pro shops and stuff that's got these presses, and that's what you need to do. Now to put a rope loop on, typically what I like to do, I've already got a cut piece of cord here. This cord is about 4.5 inches long. And what I do, I'll cut them, I get a cigarette lighter, and I'll flare that end out real big, just like so. Then I'll light it, and what I like to do, I like to make a good little round ball on the end of the loop, just like so. And then I'll do it on the other side, and just make you a nice little round ball. I've seen some guys they'll tie it around there, and then when they get it all nice and melted like that, they'll take it and flatten it out. I'm not a big fan of that. When you flatten it out, you're thinning up the hard plastic there where it's melted, and when you flatten it out, it has a tendency to pull through. So I like to leave mine on there round. It's not a big round ball, so it's not real gaudy or nothing like that. So okay, after it dries, you'll take it to your bowstring. To start with, you can fold your loop until you learn how to do it. You can fold your loop like this, and then just run both ends through the loop that you've got there. You can do it just like so. Now once you get it to there, grab the bottom end and just sort of pull it tight down so it tightens up and makes a loop like so. Now this is where it gets tricky. To tie the other part, the bottom side, you'll come to the other side of the string, the opposite side of where you were, go around, go to the inside like so. You get the first loop around there, you'll take the loose end, you'll go to the opposite side of the string, and then you'll take it and pull that loose end up to the inside like so. So that's your next step. And once you've got that, you take this and go around the outside and back down. So that's what it's going to look like, just like so. And then bring it around the string and back up into the loop like that. It's pretty simple. After you do a lot of them, it's easy to do, but like I said, you have to practice a little bit. But like I said, the key to this, to me, is making sure you get those two little round balls on the end of that cord, and that way you're not going to pull that thing through. Then what I like to do, take my arrow, raise the rest up. This is a quad drop away rest. I like taking my arrow, put it in there, put it on there, and sort of square the arrow up level. And you can use a T-square if you like. Like I said, we've done so many here. You know, we sort of eyeball them to start with, and just get it pretty close. So that looks pretty good. So we'll take the arrow back off. Now this is a key thing you got to sort of be careful. I've seen guys come in here at times when they get to this point, they like to take this and really tighten that loop up real tight. We don't tighten it tight to start with. We'll just give it a little snug with our loop pliers, basically just to hold it in place. Now we've got our rest cord here, and we'll finish this up in a minute, but we're going to take our rest cord, and we like taking on the down cable, and we've already got one of them little balls melted on the end of the cord, just like we did our loop. And we take it on our down cable that actually goes down when you draw the bow back. And then what we like to do, we like to sort of time the rest. And what we do at this point, if you look at the rest here, the rest has two lines on the side here. When you pull this bow back at full draw, those two lines has got to come and meet or just go just a little past, just like so. And when it does that, that rest is at the right spot, so when you shoot, it falls. So it's got to be, it's at rest there. When you draw it back at full draw, it's got to come to there. Okay? Now, what I like to do then, I carry it back over to the scale. I'll draw it back, pull it down, and I'll let them lines meet. It was pulling a little bit hard, so I'll move my cable up. Right there, those lines are lining up fairly good, so I'll take it back to the press. And if you look here, see how the cord is in a twist of the cable? So what I'm gonna have to do is go back over here and press it and put it in. We don't want to twist and don't want it knotted up like that. So we'll go back over here to the press, sort of mark it there with my finger when I take it out, because I know that's where it was. And I'll take that out, put it back in, and there it's in the right spot. Now we'll tie that in. We like to get what we make our string material out of. Cut me a piece of that, just loop it, bring it around. Typically I'll make 2 rounds around it, just make 2 loops under the knot, or under the little ball there. After I tie about twice on the bottom, I move to the top of the little ball, and I'll just I typically do about 8 and just take it and just put it back to the inside, just like so, and pull it tight. And that, what this does, it keeps the cable in the right spot here. It doesn't allow it to move up or down as you're drawing the bow back. And then after I get it up there about like so, pull it good and tight, and I'll take one piece of the string, wrap it around, and then I'll just tie. I like tying a double square knot right on top there. We use a lot of cigarette lighters, believe me, with a take, and I like to melt that end off. And what that does, it keeps it from coming undone. So there you've got it. It's real neat. I mean, and it's very functional like that. Now what we'll do is we're going to try to shoot this bow through the paper and paper tune it. The paper tuning, a lot of people say it's not good. Some people say it's good. We like paper tuning it. That's always a good start. Now when you get outside and you start shooting and stuff, if you see a little movement in your arrow, whatever, you can do a little more tweaking on your rest. But we do like paper tuning it just to get it good and started. The wheel timing is set, it's in good spot. Your loop and your arrow, it looks pretty level. We like to check the center shot, and the center shot, we have bows brought in here all the time where the arrow is not lined up with a bow. The center shot's where that arrow is down dead center of the riser, all the way up, and it's sitting center on the shelf up here on your arrow shelf. So all of that is key factors in tuning the bow. So we'll go over here and shoot it through the paper. You just want to get a good hold and get a good squeeze and shoot through the paper. And if you look, this one is just a little bit tail tear to maybe just a little to the left. So what we'll do, we'll adjust the rest from there. Got just a little tail tear to the left, so we're going to take this, we're going to move the rest out just a touch to the left. Okay, the left is out now. So what we're going to do, if you see, it's just a little tail high now more than it is left. So what we're going to do, we're going to take, and if you remember, I didn't tighten that loop up that tight. So, and this is why. So we're going to go back over here to the press so it can hold it. And then we're going to take this loop and we're going to slide it down just a little. And if I'd really tightened that loop up real tight, we'd have problems. It'd been a lot harder to move. So now we're going to go back to the paper. Now, if you look at that hole, we've got 3 holes. This is the first shot, a little left, maybe a little high. This one, we moved it a little high. This one is almost a perfect hole. We're gonna have to bump it just a little bit more, but you can see the 3 different tears that we've done. So after we get that done, we're gonna let the customer shoot it and see what he gets. So before we do any more fine tuning, we'll let him shoot it and see what he gets. So typically what I like to do then, say the customer comes in, the bow is, he shoots it, we make a few more adjustments and it's tuned good. Then we come in here with our knock loop pliers, we really cinch it down, get it good and tight. And what we like to do is take and get some more string material. I've seen several people tie knots in between the loop, below the loop, different ways. If you tie it below the loop, really, to me, it's useless because that loop's not going to move down. If the loop's going to move it's going to move up. So what I like to do is tie just some serving or some string material right around the top of the loop. Just tie it 2 or 3, 4 rounds. Finish it off with a square knot. And there again, get the old trusty cigarette lighter. Melt that down good. And now you've got a finished loop. You've got the bows timed, the bows tuned. We set the peep sight, and now you just go shoot and have fun. Remember, live life at full draw.